With the new king crowned less than 2 weeks ago, U.S. relations with Saudi Arabia are already being tested. A convicted 9/11 terrorist says the kingdom was a major donor to Al-Qaeda. This is Zacarias Moussaoui, sometimes referred to as the 20th 9/11 hijacker. He was sentenced to life in prison in 2006 for conspiring to take part in the 9/11 terrorist attacks. In October, he testified from within the prison for an ongoing legal suit filed against Saudi Arabia by relatives of 9/11 victims. The suit alleges Saudi Arabia helped fund Al-Qaeda. In the testimony filed on Monday and retrieved by the New York Times, Moussaoui claims specific Saudi Arabian officials not only helped fund Al-Qaeda, but also schemed to shoot down Air Force One.
Check out these two Saudi princes. This one's the 57-year-old crown prince. And this one, the one doing all the hand kissing, is his younger cousin. Listen to what the older cousin is saying. He's being forced to give up his power and to pass the crown prince title to his younger cousin, a guy who's almost half his age.
Streets of London, this part of the Prince's charm offensive aims to sell just one idea, one picture of the young Saudi heir in waiting, Mohammad bin Salman, as the Prince of Change. Touching down in a land where Brexit could isolate Britain, trade is king. There are arms to be bought, oil stocks to be sold, and crucially, there's also Saudi Arabia's desire to counter rival Iran.
The rivalry between Middle East powerhouses Saudi Arabia and Iran is nothing new, yet it's becoming ever more tense with fears growing of a full-blown war. A missile launched by Yemeni rebels directed at Riyadh earlier this month has already got the Saudis talking about direct aggression and war. Wherever we look in the region, conflicts can often be boiled down to Saudi Arabia and Iran countering each other by proxy. The Saudi military campaign against the Houthi rebels in Yemen, backed by Iran. Saudi backing of Sunni rebel groups in Syria, while Iran supports the Assad government. Both of those conflicts aren't exactly panning out well for Saudi Arabia. So how would they fare in a direct conflict with Iran? Let's break it down. Looking at a global military strength rating, the two countries aren't far apart on the list, with Iran at 21st and Saudi Arabia taking the 24th position. And while Riyadh's aviation outstrips Tehran's, Iran wins out when it comes to tanks and naval assets by a long run. It's probably no surprise that the Saudi kingdom has a massive defense budget coming in at over $56 billion, dwarfing the Islamic Republic's $6 billion and change. But when it comes to manpower, Iran has significantly more citizens fit for service in the event of war.
You have a very rash ruler in Saudi Arabia. I'm talking about the Crown Prince Mohammad bin Salman. You know, he's just about ready to do any dangerous acts. If you look at what happened with the Lebanese Prime Minister, Saad al-Hariri was basically forced to resign. That gives you just an indicator of how far Mohammed bin Salman is willing to go. But I personally would be very, very surprised if Saudi Arabia launched a war on Iran. I would completely rule out Iran launching a war on Saudi Arabia. If Saudi Arabia had guarantees or a chance of winning, I think it would go ahead with the war, but I think Saudi Arabia believes it doesn't have a chance.